am Shaggy. I am Phil Alitea. We're gonna play some Brotato because I'm being rude right now. So I'll give you something visual while I try not to talk too much. I have a few other games I might play as well, but for right now, I want this romantic. They should have named it Bromantic, but whatever. Missed opportunity for sure. Okay, with romantic, the goal, I have a couple of nested goals here. I would like to win Eric. I'd like to win without locking anything. And we have an increasing chance to charm our opponents based on our max HP. So I'm trying to stack as much HP as possible. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. What are you what the fudding? What the fucking? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Tato, yes sir. Doing my best not to make too much noise, not to be too loud. Which means I really can't read anything. Which means we're not going to play Final Fantasy IX because we're trying to get to the next narrative section as quick as possible. So we'll get to that when I'm not being rude. But I'm not going to write today. Yeah, I like this game, buddy. That's funny. Okay. I'm glad you think it's funny, Bo. So I have a love-hate relationship with Curse with this character. We want it, but it also makes us weaker. Take care, Eric. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. dodgy boys. Welcome back, buddy. You brought your front this time? Well done. It's funny to me how much you guys like that. Wait. Yeah. I'm glad you made it back, buddy. How's your day going? It's still pretty early. Play some Zelda? You're playing Wind Waker, right? No, you're not. You're playing Majora's Mask. I knew. You play with me? Yeah, hang out with me and play. Oh, shit. Right now I'm just kind of hanging out. Can't really talk that much. Trying to keep my volume down. My energy low. My hands occupied. The time thing? Oh, and Majora's Mask? I messed up. can hear Rachel asking me to take this cursed banjo. She would call it it's not a banjo either, it's a lute. She would call it a ukulele. Just hear her. Oh shit, that's a boss. Oh, so much for that. Damn you, banjo. 12% is much better than 5%. It needs to pick up all my stuff. I should have the music down low enough on your end that I won't get demonetized. Last time I played Brotato, I got demonetized because we were just hanging out listening to the music, and that's fine. But I don't need to be monetized for my time if I'm not doing anything in particular with my time, and I'm not right now. So I might turn up the music on your end and let you just chill out to the tunes. The tunes to this game is so great. Go buy the record. Yeah, what's up, Mr. S? How you doing, buddy? I'm awakened in public a lot earlier than normal. Mm. Mm. You rule. your way is not BK. Have it your ways. If that was Burger King, that was a long time ago. Yeah, it was Burger King, right? Because it's the Whopper. Oh shit, you did. Heard that. You're right. That tricked my brain up because I'm like, wait a minute, no. Burger King is new rule. But you're right, that's an older slogan. Oh, did they go back to have it your way? Wild man, Widman. It's interesting how my brain just inserts an L there. Like I can see it. It's not there. Kidman? Like Nicole? It's a name, I don't know if it's a word. You're dumb, Eric. How did you get in my house? I can't repeat the rest of that, but I meet girls when I wake up tied to my bed and they're there. We've all been there. That too. Are you saying that normal people don't have stalkers? pesky red cars with stalkers in them. Yeah, if your car's red, insurance does go up. That's true. Because you're more likely to get pulled over. Cops 100% profile red and black cars for some reason. There's a good reason. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. I don't remember what it is. The people that own them are more likely to do specific kinds of reckless behavior, maybe. Like red cars are more likely to drive fast, black cars are more likely to drive recklessly at night. I could be wrong. Oh, nice. Lucky for you. I've always wanted to own a motorcycle, but I've never actually sat on a motorcycle, and so that's prohibited me from, like, seriously purchasing one. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat this one, but I'm feeling good right now. But I am trying to let my throat rest as well. I'm pushing through some muscle fatigue right now. Rally racing? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, when I was a kid, one of the things that I wanted to do with my like my young adulthood is I wanted to be in BMX racing. And so like dirt bikes and shit, that was all super cool to me. I grew up on the back of a four-wheeler. I wasn't allowed on the dirt bike, but the four-wheelers, man. There we go, killed this boss very quickly. Maybe we can turn him into a ghost, that'd be cool. Can we charm this boss? That'd be so cool. Come on, boss. Come on, boss. Come on. Come on, 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 come on. That'd be so cool. Damn. Oh, we got him. No, we didn't. He was just surrounded by ghosts. ATV racing is badass. Oh yeah, I grew up a redneck among rednecks. Not gonna act like I didn't. You can take the redneck out of the country, but you can't take the redneck out of the boy. He might not be sunburned anymore, but you can't exactly get rid of that redneck. Does sound like a good time, Eric. Try not to do too much of that. I've never done stuff on sand. I've watched it. Looks like a good time. You like any vehicle sport? That's cool. I can't say that I dislike all vehicle sports. The vehicle sports are cool to watch. Hmm. Yeah, totally mistressed. That was my first thought. I was like, oh, that would be dangerous. In the U.S. It's crazy to me that it actually exists, the Autobahn. Mm-mm. People treat long stretches of highway like the Autobahn, correct? People just go nuts. I know what you meant. And government the roads is about where you live and how much money, how much you spend, how much you vote, how much time you spend with your local government. Like Ohio's always working on some stretch of road or other. I think the mistake I'm making is I'm using swiping weapons, arcing melee weapons. I wonder if I change to stabby melee weapons if I do better. It's gonna barely attack. Right. I would prefer not to, actually. Imagine that. Indeed. The physics would probably work a little better, though. Oh, jeez. Count on human incompetence anywhere we look. That's a constant. I want that baby elephant, but I'm not gonna lock it. I'm gonna try to beat this without locking. I've given myself the goal, we're gonna do it. Not easily, we're not. But it's about these ghosts, you see. Yes. Just count on infrastructure being the thing that government is bad at. We have this idea that because Rome's infrastructure was good, that was because their government was good at it, and that's just not the case. It required private investment in the infrastructure, and over the course of the last 40 years, we've been making infrastructure public. We've been going the opposite direction. The only people willing to spend the money, the only groups of people, organizations of human beings with the money, the capital necessary to spend it on infrastructure have been governments. So we no longer use corporations to build infrastructure. We use corporations to fill the infrastructure with goods. And so because the governments who rely, not the governments, I'm sorry, the corporations are governments. We could really think about corporations, the modern corporation, as a state, the corporate state. They are governments. But anyway, it's not that government is business, it's that business imitates a government. So if Donald Trump were, if he were ready for government leadership, it's because he was doing the micro version, he was doing baby's first version in boardrooms. I don't know that it's true that he was, I'm just saying if there are people who believe it. There are a lot of people who voted for him for that very reason, and that reason alone. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, um, corporations used to, okay, so the way everything in Rome was built was by corporations, right? So if the government wanted a road, the government wasn't going to tax people. That's what I was getting to, taxes. The government wasn't going to tax people to build a road, because that's unsustainable. People aren't going to understand how the road applies to their lives and why they should have to pay for it. They're going to think, well, the people who use the roads are the merchants and the corporations, right? The businesses. We barely use those roads. This is what happened with the United States interstate system. When Dwight Eisenhower laid down the interstate system, he did it. The only way he was able to get the money was by making it a military defense campaign. So basically, the interstate system exists in the minds of the U.S. government, so the U.S. government can move tanks from coast to coast. And so after they built it, so they could move their tanks from coast to coast, they realized that the people who paid for it were the people, and that those people were going to, wait a minute, you displaced our lives, you connected us and to move tanks, and we paid for it? And so the way he justified that was by putting tourist traps along the interstate highway, the interstate system. So these are no longer a thing anymore, but tourist traps used to be a thing. They're a thing now in aging Gen X movies. Oh, what the world was like when we were kids, but now it's changed because nobody goes to these things. We're seeing relics of the past happen very quickly. And so national parks, tourist traps, etc., get the family out, get them to experience the wider United States because we connected it so we can move trains around. And so what happens is people don't understand how the taxes and using the roads connects to them, because the people who should be paying the taxes that pay for the infrastructure are the human beings who own the corporations. But because the corporations are publicly owned, the investor class don't want to have to pay for everything. But here's the thing, Rome worked, and the things in Rome that are permanent because it was the investor class that built them, and they didn't want to pay for them twice. So if the investor class were doing what it's supposed to be doing and actually paying for everything instead of profiting off of not actually paying for anything, we would have things that lasted, and you wouldn't complain about the roads falling apart, and you wouldn't complain about your paper plates not being built to last anymore. But you don't hold the investor class responsible for paying for everything, because the goal of working a 9 to 5 is to be able to save up enough money to make that first investment in the first investment in the stock market that makes you rich enough to be a member of the investor class. And so because we identify as not rich yet, we vote and speak in ways that rich people would, or at least that we identify rich people doing, so that when we are rich, we can benefit from our actions. It's called voting against our interests. Because see, if we were building our own interests, and you understand that interest in this case is the same word as what you get when you put money in a bank, and I've already advocated for this on the channel, so I don't have to do it again at length unless somebody just doesn't know what I'm talking about on any level. If you vote and you grow your interests, you can be rich in your own right, without being dependent on an employer, without being dependent on a corporation that you can only control by giving money or not giving money to. This is why when people come to me and they really like the channel and they start to throw money at the channel and they really like it, and by throw money I mean any amount, I always encourage them to take that desire, that drive that they feel, that passion, and make something. Whether it's make something for me, make something with me in mind, make something for themselves, and then look at it. Look at what you've made. Appreciate it. You don't have to compare it to what I've made or what you like. This is what those very self-same people teach me about my work all the time. When I look out and I see like the Neebs guys, and I go, well, I'm not the Neebs guys. But I still compare myself negatively to the Neebs guys. Or like I was talking with one of my Patreon subscribers the other day about Donkey, video game Donkey. That I'm just not as good as video game Donkey, because what video game Donkey can do is he can sit and he can make the recording and he can make his little jokes to himself, by himself, and then he can sit and he can watch his video back and he can edit it for the good stuff. And the problem with me is that if I made one of Donkey's videos, I would be hyper aware that I'm not actually funny. And I mean specifically Donkey's videos, not one of my videos and clipped it down. And so what I was doing was I was convincing myself that I wasn't good at the skill set of doing a bad job and knowing that I've done a bad job. And that's why that Patreon subscriber was saying, yeah, but you're Shaggy. You wouldn't do a bad job. These things that I share with you guys, some of them are things I've known for decades, and some of them are things I'm still trying to wrap my head around today. The wrapping process can take a very long time, no matter how fast your processing speed may or may not be. Like, if people are impressed with my processing speed, they gotta understand that sometimes I can process the information, but that doesn't mean that I've been able to incorporate it into my worldview in such a way that my brain exists around it. Maybe it just exists on the periphery of my brain. I take idiom more seriously than you do, too. I don't know that I would have had an internal monologue if not for my, the way my life has played out. It's something I think about a lot. When I find myself thinking to myself, it's preparing to speak, it's very rarely reacting. Because when I have the, thank you guys for reacting to let me know that you're there. Thank you for the laughter and the positive commentary. I don't mean to always go off on a political tirade. Rachel told me this morning that I'm feisty. I woke up wanting to fight someone, I guess. Fight something. Just a little feisty. You notice it too. Okay. Maybe that's why I'm playing this, trying to keep my mouth shut. I have to remember sometimes, and this is something I struggle with, that not everybody has seen me before. And not everyone has seen someone like me before. See, I grew up around people like me, so my personality, to me, I get it honest. It's not that shocking. In fact, it used to be shocking and confusing to me that people had never met anyone like me before, because everyone I knew was like me. But this is kind of why I'm always reminding us that we all grew up in different environments. As same as they were still different. Similar? Yeah, similar. Oh, dang it, Bobby. to sound good. It's just being dumb. Thank you guys for being here. I love you very much. It's truly an honor to infotain you in this way. Edutain? Maybe sermutain you. I'm sermonizing and entertaining you at the same time. Sermutaining. That's the one. Sermo, not sermu. Sermotaining. Not to compliment anybody might think it is. I'm the only infotainer you personally know. It's a good joke. Wow, kid, you're the smartest dumbass I know. And then I can just work on my melee damage a little bit. Oh no, sorry. I wasn't talking about you. I was saying that's what you said to me. I wasn't. Yeah, I'm not the only dumbass you know. Don't lie to me. Don't you dare. I know you better than to think that's true, he says. Look, sometimes I forget that there are other people on the other side of this computer, alright? This is why we're friends, that's right. I haven't said anything that offends you so much you're like, alright, this guy's just an asshole, and walked away yet. I took the wrong thing, but I'm glad I took it, so whatever. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, pretty much. There are, I would say, a very small number of people. Well, you know, if you're the 0.1% viewer, right, among the 0.1% of my viewers, I wouldn't say that you're not competing with a lot of people. I know there are a few people who watch definitely all my shorts because they tell me they watch all my shorts. I don't see them in the comments or anything, but somebody's watching all my shorts. I know you're among that number. I know Rach watches a shitload of my stuff. So yeah, I know you're watching a lot, for sure. Yeah, and you were very much, probably very much the first person to really get it. That I'm not trying to be a dickhead. This is just how I am. I'm playing a role and I'm using my temperament the best I can. Oh god. Shit. Oh. Wave 17 and 18 are kicking my ass. I haven't got to wave 20 yet. This is my routine. Actually, give me a second here. No, I actually do. That's actually what I've been thinking about. Is last night while we were playing Final Fantasy IX, I've been thinking about it since it happened. These kids, they sat over in the side of the room where they couldn't see me, but they were obviously listening to the show. Doesn't bother me at all. And so, as they go to leave, one of them comes over and he asked me, "Are you live streaming?" And my first thought was to go, "Yeah." I did. Yeah, and pull the thing off. And he asks me on what. And I had to really bite down not to go, "My fucking laptop." So yeah, no, I know the assholes. The vibe is real. I grew up around real dickheads. So the vibe is there. I had to bite down on it hard. Like, oh, these kids are being really cool to me right now. My granddad wants me to bite him right in the face. Flesh-colored pants are what life was made for. Like, that's why God gave us life. Oh yeah, it's definitely a defense mechanism. Just say something hard. I want both that medical turret and that lure. Yeah, there is no flight. Yeah, the only thing I was really thinking is give them the opportunity to say something mean before you say something mean. Like, they might have enjoyed the show. They might want to actually watch the show. They might want to subscribe. They might want to they might want to say something nice. They don't have to be dickheads just because they're strange males. Absolutely. And so it was give them the opportunity to do something offensive before I attack, basically. Yeah, don't immediately start fighting. And there is no fight. Yeah, that's why today I woke up wanting to fight something. There is no retreat. I take that pistol for the DPS. Okay, here we go, moving on. Hey, there she is. I was wondering where she was. If she was just too cool to hang out with us all of a sudden. What do you mean waiting for, Rach? Oh, I was waiting to see if you were going to show up. Hyper focused on work? Heard that. What you got cooking? Eric, you gonna come say hey? A monster to vial in your hand, mostly. You working on a music video? Oh, interesting. You creating more content for me to put on my channel? Soak up those views? Oh, I'm not alone. I'm trying not to be rude. Panera's very lively today. And there's a lovely young woman sitting beside me who's trying to study, and I'm not trying to be a bother. Thank you guys for respecting that. That means a lot to me. Yeah, payday. The dining room is packed for this place. They're enjoying the space. And it makes me happy. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm being able to hear the chatter in the store. This is what it's supposed to sound like. Makes me happy. Yeah, did Eric leave? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not listening in, but I do love when that happens. Yes, Rachel. Yeah, I do. I like being able to observe humans in their natural environment. So that when I report back, I'm not reporting self-reportage, which is scientifically useless. Hey, there's Eric. Thank you, buddy. Guys, stop it. You're gonna make me smile so big my face hurts. The gang is almost all here, that's right. I got Eric working on another video series, and I got Mr. S taking the day off from working his face off on a new video series, and Rach is working, and you guys are hanging out with me while I work, and it just feels like the future. It feels like this is the way it's supposed to be. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so grateful to know you. Surprise hug. Eric with the ambush hugs in chat. Watch out. I will turn this off. The fuck did Chuddy go? What's happened to you, Mr. S? Are you well? Do we need to send help? That's the move right there. The phone knows you're not reading, so it's doing its very best. That's funny. That explains so much. Okay, I just made myself a lot weaker. I need to take armor soon, or I'm gonna die. Gonna die. I'm not gonna be able to survive this round without armor, actually. Ouch. Yep. Because I don't have any way to heal myself. Shit. I just have not figured this one out, man. Yep, there it is. Or the gibberish you actually hit. Back in the days where if you couldn't spell allowance, you didn't get to type allowance. Passing notes in class was my move. It was harder to get girls to show you their titties by passing notes, but by golly, I did my level best. I doubt it. I doubt it, Eric. You're dumb. We don't need to sue him. Or her, for that matter. Does sound like the kind of thing a woman would come up with. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't even use it. Yeah, I turned it off. My spelling errors are mine, goddammit. It pisses me off the first time I type a word and it just shows up as another word, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. That's not the word I typed. No, when I have words show up wrong, it's because I do the autofill. See, I start typing the word and then I select it from the available above. Which isn't better. Hey, hey, woo, hey, woo, hey, woo, hey, woo. some of us couldn't live without the autocorrect. Tried to censor you? Yeah, that too. Every time it turns my fuck into a duck, it just pisses me off. It's like, I did not tell you to duck, I told you to fuck. Hey, whoa, I'm walking here. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa. Hey, why don't you go to the, hey, yo, you, mister, with your shoes and your shirt, go to the back of the line. Cutting in line in an Italian bank. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, hey, mister, with your shoes and your shirt, get in the back. One of my favorite Family Guy sketches. You stalking the me's? Cat for hat. I know, how dare they? The cat goes in the hat. Trying to start something. You messing with me? That's Simon's go-to. You fucking with me? I used to hang out with a bunch of New York Italian guys. They all immigrated down to North Carolina. I used to hang out with a bunch of New York Italian guys, and the "how you doing" thing is real. How you doing? Yeah, see that? I just couldn't have that, Mr. S. Just couldn't have it. It upsets me in a way that it upsets no one else. I know it shouldn't. This is why I don't have an editor. That's why I'm not published. No, I wrote the word I meant. I just really wanted to call Eric fat, yeah. Ooh. And see, that's how the computer is really going to take over. It's just going to autocorrect keywords to start the end of the world. Putin's going to be like, did he just call me cute? He said he doesn't like my bear picture. That's over. Oh, shit. I don't have good bit for this. I'm busy. Putin has Za too. Rachel, I'm beginning to worry about what you mean when you say Za. Oh, duck pic. Yeah, right. Za's charisma, I get it. Magnetism. Sure, but your examples of people who have it are people that I would not want to associate myself with. I'm gonna put my deck in your mouth. I won't do the whole quote. Just two dudes playing with their deck of cards. Right, their decks of cards. You don't have to say the of cards. They know what they're talking about. Stand still. Put my deck in your mouth. That's funny, Richie. Oh god. Oh, you got shuffle tricks. Yeah. Can you count the cards with your tongue? No spinning. You guys are gonna get me thrown in jail. I am gonna need to get another beverage, and so I should probably get up and get real food here in the next hour or so. They're gonna give me shit tomorrow that I didn't go to Pizza Cottage today. They're gonna be like, oh, we thought you died. Yes, yes, I've been in here the last 15 mornings in a row. I didn't leave my tent until you guys, well, before you guys opened. I didn't leave my tent after you guys opened. Aye. Until you were already open. It's an experience I like. Did it? Okay. It's all good. Thank you for letting me know, Mr. S. I think it's on your end, buddy. Hey, there he goes. It was something you said. Everything is your fault, Rachel. You blinked out his internet. If anything, it was probably my CIA handler. I guess Mr. S's. Alright, this is much better than last time. I have a lot more ghosts than I had last time. Typical rage. Agreed. That was funny. I really thought that moment was gonna stick. I didn't realize how jealous people are of that. I didn't realize how jealous people would be, I guess, with me as regards that stuff. I still think of myself as nobody. Agreed, Mr. S. You're the one holding it down. Broken vessel, pretending I'm a working washing machine. The man was made to hold water. He's a bowl. Why is he the spindle for a washing machine, the tumbler for a washing machine? I can't even get that out. I was thinking that same thing, like, yes, I understand that, Rachel. That to you I am not no one. I know. I said before you showed up that it's taken me time to learn things that are too obvious to you guys, that it's just taken me time to learn. And that's one of them. It affects, I'm not saying it's bad that it affects you guys negatively, I'm saying I didn't anticipate that it would. Always somebody to somebody, that's what they say. And it's a platitude that I just never believed. I never had good evidence before the last couple of calendar years. Sure, but I've trained myself to respond to those platitudes with the Catatonia song. If you've got no one can hurt you. So there's always a potentially rejectionist or negative response, and I absolutely know that I'm resistant. Eric's working. Eric's playing Majora's Mask. There he is. Ding dong indeed, Richie. Like I say, it's a learning process. I'm still learning. Even if, and I don't necessarily think that it is, but even if my processing speed is whatever higher than someone else's, doesn't mean that I can incorporate, right, the information into my life. I can know it faster, maybe, but how that matters in my ability to use it is to me irrelevant. Because if it takes me just as long as it does you to develop the tool, to figure out how to make a working tool out of this thing that I now know, then I'm not better, even if I figured out how to memorize the thing faster. Oh, sorry, pal. I didn't know I had the little worm boy yet. Gotta feed the worm. I wish he got faster over time. Oh, I'm killing the wrong one. Yeah, I'm hungry officially. This isn't me telling you, asking anybody for money, not asking anybody to do anything. But I am getting hungry. Oh, fuck. Sorry, pal. Oh, yeah. Times two, times two, times two. He's doubling my income. That was a seriously strong wind. Pray for me that my tent is still there when I get home tonight. It hasn't been ripped up by a wind yet. Scary. Boom, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. I know I'm not talking much. We've explained why. I guess I gotta bring it up for people new to the stream every once in a while. Boom, ba, boom, ba, boom. Thank you for being here, though. Very cool of you to hang out with me. I figure probably after this one, I'll end this stream and get something to eat, and then I'll probably just lean into it. We'll just do the rest of the day. Thank you, Rachie. My voice kind of sounds like gravel, so we'll get there. This is working, actually. I do like this mix of low and high damage. And it's getting me a lot of ghosties is what I call them. They're just charmed, whatever. But I call them ghosties. I won't do that a bunch. I don't know if you heard me, Mr. S, but thank you for letting me know that you thought the stream went down. It's very helpful to me. The OBS doesn't really give me very good alerts as to what's going on from your end, so thank you. I don't always love knowing only what's going wrong, but if that's not the only thing I'm hearing, I don't get hypersensitive to it, you know what I mean? Come on. Hey now. I'm gonna buy this even though it's not really good for my build. Spending, there it is. Shit. Trying really hard not to lock anything. I want to get a win without locking. Oh boy. I gotta get out of here. Oof. I need the speed. I want the knockback. Yeah, I notice, no pressure, but I notice all of your absences. I made that joke this summer, spring or summer, somebody asked me if I missed them, and I said no, but I noticed your absence. For sure. just got a lot more powerful. I'm kind of relying on my fire right now to do my DPS for me. Yeah, Eric? Hmm. 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 Good DPS. Bob Dole. Bob Dole, Bob Dole. Hmm. Oh, God. What did I learn from that run? Nothing. I didn't learn anything from that run. Shit. I know what I said. I want this win. I want it bad. I don't fully understand what I'm doing wrong. I want this. I will get it. The soundtrack of this game makes me want to just move. I love it. They did such a good job on this soundtrack. Gotta remember not to sit here and dance so I don't vibrate the whole store. It's a beautiful day. The wind is intense. So I'm hoping that doesn't have a negative effect on my life, but it's beautiful outside. What the fucking? Oh, I see. The wind isn't that bad. Makes you miss Jane Goes to Dancing like no one's watching. That's weird. You got through it. I believe in you. it's not that the wind is so bad or so hard. It's that this door isn't closing all the way. People aren't closing it all the way behind them when they leave, and so the wind is slamming it shut. It's very loud. No likey? Well, heard that, Rachie. Alright, so much for not locking. I want this. I want the pets. I like the pets. They're the newest thing. They're the newest addition of the game, and I think they're very cool. So I'm locking it down, and I'm getting a fucking pet. Have I made a viable standstill build? Is that what I'm doing wrong? Have I made viable standstill builds and I'm moving too much? Can't get away from bosses, though. Shit. Yeah, you see my little worm pet? Your little worm pet? You want to see my little worm pet? I also just bought a fire salamander boy. The little green guy right here is my worm pet. And the little red guy is my salamander. The green guy eats up my materials and he cuts down trees for me. Yeah, it's cool. And then the little fireboy here just does damage based on my, yeah, very cutesy. It does damage based on my elemental. Oh, here's another Blazemander. That's great. Now I have two Blazemanders. This one's not feeling it. Two makes a party. That's right. Three makes company. God, I love this so much. I got trapped down in that corner. I know what I said. I'm not quite ready. I got 14 minutes. I don't like saying goodbye to you nerds. After the clock says 12, I will go. What word do you mean? A tough swallow? Yeah, hard to swallow that. I don't know what I said that had you asking the question, but that's definitely an aphorism in English. No, but there are lots of idiom for it, like Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill, and the tough pill to swallow. Just hard to swallow is like a single word, not an not like an aphorism or an idiom. I don't think so. English is stupid. English tends to reach to poetic idiom rather than trying to force one word. So like German tends to go toward like long multisyllabic words, and English tends to go just for poetic phrasing. English is more of a Nordic language than it is a Germanic language. It has more Nordic influence than it does Germanic. So it's more poetic. The language itself is more poetic and lyrical than scientific, composite in that way. Purple prose and shit, yeah, but purple prose is a specific thing. Yeah, when we build words, we tend to just use the phrase like a whole sentence or whatever, you know, a cluster of words. Magenta prose. Well, it came from poetry. It came from the poetic tradition. Like that's why we still quote Shakespeare today. That was damn near 500 years ago. Bam, 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 bam. Willy boy. What's that supposed to mean? Talking about my wiener for some reason. Oh, Willie. Yeah, Billy Shakespeare. Billy Shakestick. Take that, sir. I don't know why I get so dramatically weak. Like, around wave 8, wave 10, I'm kicking ass, and then I'm so weak. Huh. I'll figure it out. You're weird. Maybe. Maybe you're not, Rachie. This game makes me feel like I'm in a walking simulator. Like I'm just like a cool guy walking down the road. I don't know. I guess I'm not describing that very well. I don't know what it's like to be a cool guy. Anyway. Oh shit. Oh my god. I'm cool. I think you're cool, so what now? Where's that leave us? Leaves me rolling my shoulders like a cool guy would do. I feel like Michael Phelps. You think that's how he walks? Or I feel like that Blue Steel GIF. A walking simulator? It's a video game that simulates walking. Yeah. It's a derogatory term for a game that has you walk around and not actually do anything. walking simulator is it's a term that people use to describe certain video games. I think it was originated by Yahtzee Croshaw of Zero Punctuation fame. Oh, I should have taken the HP. This game, this song, this particular piece of the soundtrack holds back the drop for so long. And then the bass just starts right in on you. There's no escape. Wow. Wow. That shit is so good. Sometimes I just play this game because I want to hear the soundtrack. I know. The way they use that echo effect is so cool. This is another one of my pets. It's a cat with guns. That if I stand next to it, it shoots faster, does more damage. Well, more DPS. Oh shit. More DPS anyway. Not more raw damage. That's a cool sound. Shit. I just don't understand why I'm slowing down in my DPS. Look, I know what I said. I want this win. It's an 808. I used to have an 828 phone number. 808 base. I don't know what that means. Where's the 808 come from? Maybe it is common in techno. The only thing I know about techno is that Obi can blow me. That's not his name. Moby can blow me. He's too old. Let go. Nobody listen to techno. It's the keyboard. You're telling me it's a legitimate keyboard, it's not a MIDI controller. Drum machine. Heard that? Hey Eric, speaking of drum machines. Eric is a drum machine inside a potato. Originally released in the 80s? Sure. Eric is the SOS. No. Locked in my thoughts there for a second. Oh, oh, I just got a Ratzilla. Spawns a Ratzilla pet that deals 10% of my HP. Did that say HP? That's great. Ratzilla is gonna get very powerful hanging out with me. Now let's get my HP as high as I can. I would love to find a stomach. You have extra stomachs? You guys know more about this particular thing than I do. Like, I don't even know what a VST is. Oh, 303. What about a 101? Virtual studio technology? That sounds like jargon. Digga digga dad. Digga digga dad. Digga digga dad. Digga digga dad. Digga 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 dad. That? Drop the bass. I can make techno. Any of you remember that? See, if I do this and none of you remembers the strong bad bit, you'll be annoyed with me. But it all begins with a doof, 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 some kind of a sound. You're like, yeah, I can't do this. It's too loud. I have to get too loud in order to get up into that range of my voice. But I could make techno. I've thought about it. Just taking this mic and open and opening Audacity and just making music here on the fly. I've thought about it. I would want something with a better, a grid that I could actually see where my beats are. I don't think I can actually quantize or grid out Audacity, so it would be difficult, be more difficult. But I might be able to. You're a bagel. It's a bird, it's a plane. It's a douchebag in his underwear. I never understood the underwear on the outside of the clothes thing. Loopy fruits. Fruity loops. One way or the other, somebody's sucking dick. Sneak peek. What do you mean, Rach? What is a sneak peek? Oh, no, the superheroes. Like, why is Superman wearing his red, bright red underwear on the outside of his tights? What is that about? Yeah, sneak peek. Check out what I'm not wearing under these. Huh? Sweaty balls. I've made a series of incredible and stupid choices, but they seem to be working out in my favor. Oh, and they wore their underwear on the outside? I didn't know this. That's what I'm saying. We make a funny joke about it, but we also leave ourselves open to the idea that there's probably a really good reason for it, actually. There was probably a visual precedent to begin with, and it sounds like there was. Just because I don't know about it doesn't mean that it's either dumb or didn't happen. Because a millennial, I struggle with that. Heard that. It makes sense to me, Rich. Because he was supposed to have the physique of an office worker. And back then, they didn't have the chiseled muscles that we've arrived at today, not in the 20s. They didn't have physiques like that. They didn't have the nutrition necessary to arrive at them. Come on, kill him, die. Fuck, did we get him? Yeah, we got him. Now survive. Shh, that's not a guaranteed prop error. Knockback is good. Okay. No, I think you're right. Because I'm thinking about strongman costumes, and as I think about it, I think you're right. Because what you do is you paint Superman's legs blue so he's not lewd. But he's just wearing a strongman costume. I think you're right. They wouldn't have thought about it as wearing underwear. Yeah, I think you're right. And that's why the women are in the nude, because they're basically just gymnasts. Superheroes, female superheroes. That's why they're just in the nude. Because there was already a pre-existing visual language, not because there's a practical reason. I could never get past there's absolutely no practical reason to dress like that. Besides the arousal of the viewer. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Right. Sure. You're a female. It fits the psychological profile I've been building. And demonstrates, your agreeing demonstrates that I'm not saying anything hurtful or derogatory or denigrating. I'm just describing a reality, and I'm doing it in a kind of dead tone, so it sounds like I'm dead to the idea. But no, I'm just hungry. I'm gonna get up and eat. Shit. Fuck. Okay. I love you guys, but that's the end of this leg of the show. You'll see me in I don't know, an hour or so. Until then, ding dong, motherfuckers.